Hey guys, a very quick one. We're going to learn something powerful in this class. And we're going to look at what is called specific details of a passage. So there is what they call specific details that you find only inside a passage. And these are areas that Jamb will never play with under your comprehension passages. So I've given you, this is the fifth aspect already, right? Inside the various areas, and all of them are their series of classes. So under the specific details of a passage, what is expected of us to know very quickly. So you are going to follow me together as we start with lesson 1. And in this class, under your specific details of a passage, we are going to look at the definition. Yes. How do you find specific details in a passage? What's the definition for it? Take note of this, that these are questions that Jamb will always give to you that require you to find a specific piece of information in the passage. So any question that requires you finding a specific piece of information in that passage, of course, that question is finding the specific details of the both passage. And this is an aspect in your Jamb comprehension passages. Now let's rock this together. Please take note that specific details of a passage, they are often referred to as find the fact questions. Find the fact questions. Let it settle down inside you. Now, very importantly, what is the key strategy, right, to answering specific details of a passage? Very simple. Ensure that your chosen answer is explicitly supported by the passage. You know, some people will be inside the Jamb hall and they are answering what is in their mind, or you are answering what you think is right. You may be wrong. Yes, you may be wrong. That's why you hear a lot of people say, I prepare very well for that Jamb. I prepare very well, despite all my preparation, despite all my energy. My dear, you prepared foolishly. The labor of the foolish wearieth every one of them. You prepared how? Foolishly. Preparing in the right order means, now listen carefully, you are not going to, when you see question from specific details of a passage, you are not going to answer what is in your mind or what you think is right. You answer based on the passage. In other words, you must read the passage carefully, right? And you ensure that your answer is explicitly supported by the passage. You have read the passage, you understand the passage, and your answer is in line with what the passage is saying, not what you think. Are you getting that, what you assume? Now let's rock some important steps to identifying specific details in a passage. Very simple. What are these steps? I'm going to give you 5 powerful steps that you use to identify specific details. Number 1 is called identify keywords. Hold on a bit. The complete series of classes, right, as far as your syllabus is concerned regarding your Jamb and WAEC, everything has been covered in details for you in the LearnLift app. And guess what? The sweet part is that you have access to your CBT, right? You have access to your video lessons. You have access to your notes. You have access to your past questions. Everything from the beginning to the end is directly in the LearnLift app for you. So all you have to do is just mark down to Play Store or App Store and download the LearnLift app where you follow all your classes from the beginning to the end. A quick one before we move. Let's get back to class. Enjoy. Identify what? Keywords. And what are the keywords that we're going to identify? Look for the most important words or phrases that is inside that question and begin to answer them. The second thing under identifying keywords is that the keywords will help you to locate the relevant information in the passage. I'm going to give you some couple of passages and we're going to answer it only you, but please identify what? Keywords. The next most important thing is reread sentences and make mental notes. So because you have read it once, it's not enough. Read it again. Reread. As you read the first time, please, I don't mean that you want to spend your entire time there. Read it first time, right? Quick. You get the overall, every single idea that the passage is saying to tell you, the passage is saying, and then read again so that you can make mental notes in your head. And don't forget this, that when you find a keyword or its synonym, it must not just be that word, it can be its synonym. Reread that sentence for full content so that you can get the context of that content. Are you getting it now? And don't forget is that ensure that the wordings hasn't been used to mislead you. No. Don't ensure that the words in that passage has not been structured in such a way that you'll be confused. Number one, identify keywords. Number two, reread sentences and make mental notes. And then number three is look for synonyms, because they may not give you that specific word that they want you to pick out, but the synonym is there for you. What do you do there? Questions might use what? Synonyms. What would they use? They might use synonyms for words in the passage. And at the same time, don't forget this, that look for words or phrases in the passage that have similar meaning to those that are inside the questions. Don't worry, it's not ambiguous thing. You must not cram all these points. Nobody wants you to cram it. It is the application that matters. And then number four, answers location. Oh, very important. The location of the answer. How do I know where the answers are located? My dear, it's very simple thing. Answers are often found in the same sentence, or in the sentence before, or sentence after the keyword or what? Phrase. That's where your answers are always found. And don't forget this very quickly, that you must understand the main idea of the passage first. You must understand what the passage is saying for you to better locate what? Some certain specific details like the keywords and all of that. And then number five, which is the last, take notes. In taking notes as you read, jot down main ideas, right? And test each answer. Test each answer choice that you are going to choose as against the passage fact. Does this answer I'm choosing, does it relate with the passage, or I'm just choosing the things that I like? Please do your thorough investigation. These are the five key things you must put into what? Consideration very, very quickly. The most important thing is when we see the passage, our ability to answering them. That's all that matter. I'd like you to understand this very quickly, that there are traps that you must avoid if you are searching for specific details in a passage. There are a lot of loopholes where people will intentionally go and fall into. These are called traps, and you must avoid them because you are searching for keywords in what? In your passage. And what do you do there very quickly? The traps include the following. Number one, indirect answers. What did I call it? Indirect answers. By indirect answers, what do we mean? Avoid answers that are not directly stated in the passage. What the passage is not saying, you are now saying another thing. Avoid it. That's number one. And also, don't forget this very quickly, the correct answer must be explicitly mentioned. And at the same time, distorted information. That's where a lot of people do have problem. When we talk about distorted information, please be cautious of answers that distort or reverse the meaning of the word passage. Answers that are taking you off the entire passage, please avoid them. And don't forget this quickly, balanced passages may present generalization or simplify details incorrectly. Please, so you know, it's very easy to fail Jamb English, especially science students. It's very easy for them to fail. In fact, arts, they are the ones doing very well. When it comes to what? English, before you know what is happening, see an art student 95, 93, 97 as English score. Science students 42. So you must sit on English language. It is in discipline that makes people to fail English. And if you get that very quickly with me, please. Number three is called misleading weddings. Yes, so misleading weddings, they are traps that you must avoid when you are searching for what specific details. And don't forget is that be careful. What did I say? Be careful of your what? Weddings that tends to mislead you, because they may appear similar, but their meaning is totally different. That's why we say be wary of weddings that appear similar but implies a different meaning. What the word is saying is different. What the meaning is different. For example, when they say man the door, do they say you go and carry man and go and put man by the door? To man the door means to guard something. Are you getting it now? Man the door, guard the door. And you now go and carry a nail and go and put him there. No. Be very careful. As we proceed together, right, in the subsequent passages now, I'm going to be showing you the things that result to failure, why people fail this type under what? Comprehension. But they are very, very simple, guys. Guess what? I'll see you in the next class, where we're going to start with our passage 1. We're going to read the passage together carefully, and then we'll start answering questions together. I'll see you there. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Hope you've enjoyed this class. Guess what? To follow up for more classes, just download the LearnLift app, whether on Play Store or App Store, and then follow up your classes. You must do extremely well. I'll see you in class. Bye bye.